I mean, Daniel, got a simple question. Do you like money?
I love money.
Do you like betting on sports?
I I do it so often it'd be weird if I didn't like it.
Well, how about we make a whole entire episode in which we preview all the games coming up this week of note and then let the people know how they can make lots of money on those games, Daniel?
That sounds like a fantastic idea. Why don't we play the video and do it?
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. So happy to have you along. Thanks for being here on, whether you're on YouTube, subscribe, leave us a comment. If you're on the audio side, Apple Podcasts, follow us. Happy to have you along. Happy to have Game Time along. This episode brought to you by Game Time. More on them in a quick minute, but it's Locks. It's Locks Day, Clint, and it's our favorite day of the year. Now listen, we mentioned it. We struggled a bit in week one with our locks. You know, particularly I did. That's fine.
It's fine.
I will say the lock of the week we both cashed on. So just pay attention to those types of things.
We're going to give that to you first because that one we feel abundantly confident in.
It's better than less confident. I'll say that. But before we get into locks, though, Clint, we should talk about this Georgia game on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Georgia is favored by 42 points.
Vegas came out with a line. They said last week we didn't want you to bet at all. This week we do. We want your toes.
We want you to bet.
So much so they gave us a number that, Daniel, it's interesting. The number is interesting.
I'm only interested in one thing with this number.
Say more.
I'm interested in laying it. I want to lay it. Lay 42. Georgia's going to come out, and Georgia will score 50 in this game. Ball State may not score in this game.
You know that's right.
Lay it. Just lay the 42.
Is this your lock, or are we just talking Georgia? We're going to get to your lock.
It's not officially one of my locks, but I'm laying it. I'm just telling you guys that right now. I'm absolutely going to lay it. You going to lay it?
Well, I was going to ask you a follow-up question to one that – so let the people know the over-under on this game, Daniel.
Oh, I don't think I even – Is
it still at 52.5?
The last time I saw it, it was in the low 50s. I can find it here in a second. It's 52.5.
52.5. Okay. You think a 50 burger is going up?
I do.
How confident are you that 50 burger is going up?
I mean, it could be 49. So, like, it's not – I'm not excessively confident that it's going to be 50.
Okay.
But I feel pretty good.
Here's before I get to my take on this, I'm a heavy lean on the under because watching this defense, I'll take this defense again against any offense in the nation. Okay. Yep. Ball State ain't in the top 2/3 of offenses in the nation.
They're not in the top anything.
They don't strike me as having top anything. 52.5. We might get that 50 burger, but I'm telling you, Vegas thinks the score of this game. I know they're giving 42.5 because that's a huge number already. But if you're telling me 50-3, that's a possibility. It does that field goal, that hook, that 52 and the hook does something. So my lean is under. But yeah, Daniel, lay the damn points.
Just lay them.
This defense is not going to let them score a touchdown.
No, just lay them. Don't think about it.
Don't. Really quick question. What happens if the second and third string guys for Georgia get in, though, Daniel?
Well, they know from last week that they better not give up another touchdown or people going to be upset.
Lay the points, 42.5. Okay, Daniel. Lock of the week. You went first last week. I'm going to go
did.
first.
We
this
both
week.
cashed.
We cashed.
And I'm curious where you're going to go here for your lock of the week.
I let the people know a little bit ago. I tipped my hand a little bit, Daniel.
Oh, no. We're going to the big game?
We going to the big game.
Okay. This man plays the hits. You understand? He's not trying to be the deep cut guy. This man comes out here.
It's Texas. It's Alabama. Now,
He
look.
said, play the hits.
Daniel, Georgia Ball State's 52.5, and Georgia might get there on their own. Lay the 42.5 to do so. But what if I were to tell you the Texas-Alabama game has more point total than the Georgia Ball State game, with two offenses that did not look particularly sharp? Now, you can yell at me all you want. Alabama scored all the points. But again, go back and look. They weren't crisp when they needed to be crisp. There's a lot of ad-libbing going on.
How many more points did Alabama score than Georgia? That's an interesting question.
That's a really wild question. Now, you're assuming they scored more points than
interesting.
Georgia.
Well, did Georgia's offense look crisp and sharp?
Interesting.
So you're saying it's possible to score a lot of points against a really bad team and not look crisp and sharp on offense?
This is what I'm saying.
Oh, but Alabama fan doesn't understand.
They don't know
They're just
that.
still yelling at their computer.
And typing furiously in our comments currently.
Love to see it.
Alabama fan, let me tell you again, I sincerely thank you for being here. 50 the over-under is 54.5 against Alabama and Texas.
Two good defenses.
Two very good defenses. Daniel, some might say two of the better defenses in the nation. I would certainly say top 15, two of the top 15 defenses in the entire nation. That's too many points in a marquee big-time game.
Wow.
I'm going under the 54.5 for Texas and Alabama. Lock it up.
So no one gets to 30. This is your take on this game?
No one gets
to 30.
No one gets to 30.
Interesting. I've got so many locks that I feel good. By the way, it's going to be a heavy card this week, so buckle up.
I went heavy last week. Daniel said, I'll see yours.
I'm not having a great year, so we're going for quantity.
Here we go. Here we go.
I got so many locks that I feel great about. I'm still debating between two of which one I'm going to make my lock of the week. And I'm not going to lie to you. Oof.
Come on.
They're both very tempting to me. I am going to go. I'm going to go Illinois on the road at Kansas. I'm going to go to that game. So Friday night.
This is
Lawrence,
yes.
Kansas. I am very interested to watch this game. Okay? Kansas last year, everyone's favorite little darling team, along with Duke. Will they be able to sustain it? Will they be able to pull it off? Tough end to the season last year. I think they lost like 5 out of the last 6 or something like that. But they got a lot of guys back. Kansas is an exciting team. It's at Kansas on a Friday night. Illinois was a team, Clint, I was very high on coming into the season.
Very high.
I bet that over-season win total. And technically, we're still fine on that over-season win total because Illinois kicked a last-second field goal against Toledo in the season opener to win by 2.
So you don't feel great, but it's still you're still alive.
A win's a win in terms of a win total, but that doesn't make you feel great. Now all of a sudden, Kansas is favored by 3.5 points in this game, Clint. Do I bet on what I watched last week? Or do I bet on how I felt coming into the season? Illinois' got a great defensive line. They have a great defensive front.
Yep.
They've got a Brett Bielema system where they're going to try to just run the ball and control the game. I'm going to bet on what I felt coming into the season, and I'm going to bet that last week was a bit of a fluke, and I'm going to catch 3 and a hook with Illinois, albeit on the road on a Friday night in Lawrence, Kansas. Give me Illinois. Plus 3.5 at Kansas. and lock it up. That's my lock of the week.
I don't hate that lock at all, Daniel. As a matter of fact, I kind of like it. And you might be able to talk me into actually betting that when it comes time for it.
I don't have to talk you into betting anything, Clint. You're a willing participant.
So, Clint, I was thinking, yep, sign me up.
Yep, I'm in. I am in. I've
I've
already bought a plane ticket. Where are we going? Where are we about to go?
Hey, we're going to come back after these and talk more locks, but first, these. And these are LinkedIn jobs right now, Daniel. Ooh. If you need a job, if I need a job, too bad. Already taken. But let's say
this man got hired up.
Let's say we're expanding the team, Daniel. Let's
growing the empire, if you will.
The empire is growing. You need people all over your team. You need productivity. You need talented people, the right people. Don't spin your wheels on bad hiring practices. Trust the people that do it for, I don't know, a profession.
It's their job.
LinkedIn jobs. It's their job. LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. Post your job for free. Get the right person, the right candidate to your team right away. Don't spend your time wasting all of your energy, all of your effort on silly interview questions. LinkedIn gets you the candidates to your platform right away. With over millions and millions of network connections, get you the right candidate for your job and your team to have productivity go up so that you don't have to waste it. Post your job for free. LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. That's LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. All right, Daniel, you got that full card.
The card is full.
So pop it out.
Let's start here. There's an early game on Saturday, Clint.
There is.
There's a 10 a.m. Central Time game. 11 a.m. Eastern. It's our Vanderbilt Commodores, my hometown team.
Here we go. This is going to be wild where he goes, folks. This is going to be wild where he goes.
They're playing the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. They're traveling.
Sam Hartman's still on that team, right?
Winston-Salem, North Carolina. No, Sam Hartman's playing in another game of interest this weekend when Notre Dame travels to NC State. But Wake Forest and Vanderbilt. Now, Vanderbilt hasn't looked perfect on the season. They've been ironing some things out, but they are 2-0. I did bet the preseason win total over 3.5. I think they're going to get to that whether they win this game or not. The line is much bigger than I thought it was going to be, Clint. I really thought this line was going to be 6.5. And I was going to have to wonder if I was willing to take Vanderbilt plus less than a touchdown. But I'm not getting a touchdown, Clint.
No, you're not.
I'm not getting 9, Clint. I'm going to take Vanderbilt plus 10. This is the easiest. This is the I didn't make it my lock of the week because there's something that smells a little bad about this line.
Yes.
But to me, I'm going to be proven. I need to be proven wrong on this. I can't just let this line pass me by and not at least say that's an instant bet for me.
Well, Daniel, what if I were to tell you that you can get it at 10.5?
I'll take it 10.5.
There you go. Because I'm jumping in the boat, make room, get on over. This was my first bet, Daniel. I wanted to make this my lock of the week as well, but the away game, they haven't looked great. I thought it was going to be 7.5, 8 as well. It's 10.5.
Sleepy atmosphere in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
It's going to be bad. And this helps Vanderbilt immensely. That it's going to be so sleepy. I'm jumping into that with you as well.
I'm going to go next to there's no two ways about this, Clint. I have eyes. You have eyes.
Mm-hmm.
With your eyes, you saw Colorado take TCU to the woodshed.
Yes.
With those same eyes, you watched Nebraska.
Oh, no. This is
just absolutely get sideways. Get sideways. Poor Jeff Sims. Clint, can we just for a moment, talk about Jeff Sims. He has found himself in a bit of a situation over there.
The whole stew.
Matt Rule found a way to lose that game to Minnesota.
Yes, he did.
Meanwhile, Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter can do no wrong. And they're now at home, Clint.
Here we go. Okay, this is it. Folks, listen to this man. Listen to what he's saying right now.
They're now at home.
Uh-huh.
But I'm still taking Nebraska +3, Clint. I'm still going to take Nebraska +3. I can't.
I was really nervous.
Nebraska's going to win this game.
Nebraska
will win this football game. This is the biggest overreaction line change of the entire week. Give me Nebraska +3.
I'm gonna get there because this is the biggest overreaction. Minnesota's a good team.
Minnesota's a fine team.
Solid team. They're not great, but they're solid. TCU, alternatively, Daniel, good team or bad team?
Does Andy Dalton still play there?
He doesn't. And his clone doesn't play there anymore. And only 11 starters came back for the entire team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quentin Johnston's on my fantasy team this year.
Oh.
But that means he doesn't play at TCU.
That's interesting.
So that's tough.
All right. I'm going to give you another one. And this is going to be a little counter. This is going to be a little zigging and zagging as well. But I had eyeballs and I saw a team that played extremely well.
Okay.
This team has nothing to play for, but also everything to play for. Head coach don't give a damn about anything.
Philosophies here.
They are playing for everything because they are just trying to show people we can impose a penalty on ourselves and still drag you.
Now here we go.
Arizona State is catching 3.5 against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State. Not a good school.
Number one, I'm not staying up late enough to watch this game, so I can't bet on it.
You don't have to, Daniel. You don't. You just wake up and money is deposited.
I've woken up so many Sunday mornings and been like, well, do I have any money in my account?
Oklahoma State's not a good team. Arizona State got a quarterback, and they're just hucking it all over the yard.
Kid. I mean, yeah, the freshman kid. Did he go to Florida? I thought he committed to Florida.
Well, but you see what happened.
No, but he went to Florida, right?
But what happened was that he decided to go to a school that can't make a bowl game and is playing a now defunct conference to try to get more exposure and develop himself.
And he regrets nothing.
He
went to Gainesville for 10 minutes and was like, I'll go anywhere else. Someone offer me a
spot. The desert in a conference that's folding and we can't go to a bowl? Sure.
That sounds right.
Get me out of Gainesville.
Fool me once, Clint. Shame on you. But I'm going back. I'm going to do it. I have to do it one more time. One more week.
He needs burned.
I am going to wager money in a football game involving Iowa. I'm going to do it again.
Now, are you doing okay? This is Iowa State. Are you going over under? Or are you going the line?
I'm betting the over in Iowa State.
It's a very low.
Fool me once, shame on you. But I genuinely believe that Iowa's offense is going to be better this year. I know that they only scored 24 points against Utah State, which is not 25 points, which is the number of points per game that Brian Ferentz has to score or he loses his job.
And he's no longer invited to Christmas.
And Thanksgiving is ruined forever. By the way, Thanksgiving is already ruined because he took a $50,000 pay cut this year. When your dad gives you a $50,000 pay cut, Thanksgiving is already tough.
That's bad.
Okay. I'm still betting on Cade McNamara and the Iowa offense being better. 36.5 is not very many points, Clint. It's just not very many points. If this game is 21-17, I will cash easily. It's not very many points, Clint. Give me the Iowa State over 36.5. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it, but I'm betting it.
As Daniel backtracks on his bet and as I stay away from him, we're going to come back. But first, these. And these
game time.
Are game time. Daniel, your boys are looking for tickets to Kentucky. Now, here's the first thing we do. The first thing we do is we go to the loyal listeners. We go to the 199. We go to the fans and say, hey, who got 6 tickets that we can cobble together for your boys?
Bring the kids.
Bringing the kids.
Coming down to Kentucky. If you got some tickets for Kentucky, let us know. But if that doesn't work out, Clint, I'm not worried about tickets.
I'm not worried at all because I'll just go over to Game Time app or gametime.co. I'll hop on there, and within a matter of moments, I will have the best price, last minute, anywhere I want to sit, Game Time app for our beloved Bulldogs against Kentucky in October. Game Time's the app that we use. And right now, if you want $20 off your order of tickets.
I do want $20 off.
Okay, great. Let me tell you how. Use code LOCKEDONCollege and get that $20 off, Daniel. Game Time app today. You're going to go on there. You're going to get last minute tickets. It's going to be great. It's going to be price locked in there. You're going to have a whole smattering of options to choose from, much like Daniel's betting card this week.
I got 4 more.
We're going to have to rapid fire, but you don't have to do rapid fire. Last minute doesn't matter. GameTime.co or Game Time app. Get $20 off with promo code LOCKEDONCollege. Okay, well, I'm going to let you cook.
All right. Well, before we get to that, 199, welcome to the third segment. We announced it yesterday. Maybe you read about it on the Twitter machine, but launch the Subtext. If you don't know what Subtext is, it's basically a messaging platform. It allows you to send us text messages and vice versa. You want to ask questions about certain topics, our opinion about certain Georgia players, or our opinion about any other random nonsense. You want to make suggestions for the show, text us. You want to know what our thoughts are during a game, text us during the game. You want to hear our immediate reactions as plays happen, as we get player news, as a recruit signs with Georgia, as Kirby during flip season makes that move, and all of a sudden the class starts to come together. We'll just text you about it. This is what the Subtext platform offers. It's $5 a month. You get it for free for 14 days. And so go sign up, try it. If you like it, great, stay. If you don't, no big deal. We'll just continue doing this podcast, and you'll still be part of the 199, and it won't matter.
And Florida fan, I will talk to you. You need someone to talk to. I will talk to you.
Jump in the Subtext. That will be a new level. That will be a new level if we have Florida fans.
Say they won't.
Scully ready paying for the Subtext so that he can send us.
All right, you got 4 left on your ticket.
I got 4 left.
You go.
We have Texas Tech went up to Laramie, Wyoming, and lost a football game, Clint.
Yeah.
They got beat by Wyoming. Now, listen, why did they schedule that game? First of all, that was abject foolishness. This is a team, Texas Tech. They thought they had a good squad. Like, they were excited about this season.
If you go look at their roster, they got some talented guys.
They do. Meanwhile, Oregon scored 179 points.
There were more points scored than commercials played in this game, Dave.
And that's tough. Ask Chip Kelly. Meanwhile, Oregon now travels to Texas Tech in a game that I was really anticipating. Now Texas Tech has lost at Wyoming, and so that takes a little bit of the shine off this game, but don't be a casual fan.
Don't do this.
This is still a really good game.
It's going to be fireworks.
Give me Texas Tech plus 6.5. Give me the overreaction special. Give me Texas Tech plus 6.5 at home, catching 6.5. Texas Tech might be the better team here.
Okay. Well, I was a lean here, Daniel. It was somewhere in there. I said the other two you might, but I'm coming in.
Come on
Give
in.
me. We're now got 2 on the show that we agree with. Texas Tech might be the better team. Y'all, I know that sounds crazy. Don't look at box scores.
Well,
Don't do
does
that
the Texas
alone.
Tech quarterback have billboards up about how he should win a Heisman? Does it?
So thirsty. So thirsty.
I mean, look at him, and you don't have to. It doesn't take a lot to. Boise State lost to Washington by 100 points over the weekend.
Lots of points scored in the Pac-12.
And it's not a lie. No lies detected. Either Boise State's very bad or Washington's very good.
Interesting.
It could be both.
Who's to say?
I think Washington's very good. Meanwhile, I don't know that UCF is that good. Gus Malzahn's squad. I don't think this is a typical UCF roster. I think he is putting together a roster that can compete in the Big 12, but I don't think the recruiting is there yet. You're telling me that UCF is going to travel all the way from Orlando, Florida, to the blue turf of Boise, Idaho.
Yikes.
And they're still favored by 3.5. I can still catch 3.5 with Boise State. Give me the home dog, Clint. Give me the home dog.
Oh,
from
Daniel
the Mountain West.
Daniel is digging deep on this. This is fantastic. Daniel, you got 1 more or 2 more?
I got 2 more.
Okay, then go one more time.
Auburn, Cal. Clint.
Okay, here we go. Come on, bring it.
Auburn's going to beat Cal by a lot of points. That's my analysis. Auburn, lay the 6.5 on the road. I don't care. Lay them.
We got 3 dang agreements. This was my last one.
All right, let's review the agreements. People care about that sort of stuff. Auburn minus 6.5 is an agreement.
Lock it.
Texas Tech plus 6.5 is an agreement.
Lock it. Double. You know what? 2 units.
And Vanderbilt plus 10.5 is an agreement.
2 units.
I like all 3 of those, Clint.
I love. You know what?
Weldon Brothers, put it in the parlay this week. You know what to do. All right, is that your last one? You tapped out?
I'm gonna go one more because
go
we
one more, and then
that.
I got just a sicko, just an absolute degenerate play over here.
That sounds right to end the podcast. Drake May might be there. By the way, there are 10 quarterbacks this year who could legitimately be franchise caliber quarterbacks coming out of the end. There are just a ton of good quarterbacks. Okay,
there are a lot of good quarterbacks.
Drake May is up there in the top 3.
I actually have a really different take on Drake May than that. So that's interesting.
Nope. Gene Chizik running the defense.
Gene Chizik risen from the dead like Jesus Christ.
Okay. I'm going to list the amount of SEC coaches that could not head coach, but you better be damn sure they can coach defense, Dan.
Well, that wasn't Gene Chizik last year when the defense was among the worst in the history of college football.
He got it together.
Or South Carolina's offensive line is the worst unit in the entire.
Okay, that is also true. But Daniel, you should expect dominance when that happens.
Yep.
And that's what they went out and did. Okay,
so what about those Mountaineers, Clint? What about the Mountaineers?
App State is not going to be able to handle this. Drake May is going to be able to do his thing. The defense is there. App State, 18 points is what I am laying.
I can give you 19. Oh, you're taking North Carolina. You want the 18.
Give me the 18.
Want the. I'm sorry.
You keep your extra. You keep that point.
For a second, I thought you were taking App State, and I was trying to help you out.
No. Give me North Carolina.
I had thought about this game. I really did. And I thought about taking them with App State. And then I was like, there's a chance that North Carolina is actually really good. And they're going to start rolling people through the ACC. And it's going to be like we're on a collision course for a North Carolina-Florida State ACC championship game.
Gosh, I love it.
I don't know that that's true, but I'll tell you what I do know. USC's defense is terrible. USC's offense is elite.
Yeah.
Stanford. Now, Normally, you look at Stanford, and you have a very certain picture in your head of what they are. But I watched the Stanford game last week. I watched that Stanford-Hawaii game on the island.
I was dead wrong about Stanford.
I was too. I bet Hawaii, and I did not enjoy that game one bit. What I did see in that game with my eyeballs was not that I think Stanford is this elite team, because it's Hawaii, and you have to temper your expectations. And like, yeah, okay, maybe Stanford's really good. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Here's what I did see, though. They're running tempo in their offense. When was the last time you ever heard about that? I mean, I'm pretty sure Shaw didn't, forbid it. Didn't know that it was legal to snap up the ball before there were less than 5 seconds on the play clock. Stanford's running tempo. Stanford's throwing the ball. They're using the backs out of the backfield to catch passes. Stanford is running real offense now, tempo
College
offense. Mm-hmm. USC is going to give up some points to Stanford. Meanwhile, USC is going to give up points to everyone. Meanwhile, USC is going to score a boatload of points. It's one of the largest numbers I've ever taken the over on. But give me the over 70 in this game.
I was going to ask if it was mid-60s.
Give me the over 70 in this game. I legitimately believe that this game will be played one school in the 40s, one school in the high 20s, 30s. And USC might get to 50.
I was just going to say, I think the biggest thing about that, USC getting the 50 burger. Go make the locks. You'll track us throughout the week. We will tell you how we did make some money. Get over there. This has been Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. And we will see you guys tomorrow where we get excited, nervous, don't sleep on. We'll see you guys then.
Can't wait. See you.